Have you ever wondered if a single powerful intention could actually change the course of your life? I mean, maybe even the world? Well, today we're diving into a 1600-year-old text that says, yeah, it absolutely can. We're going to break down the vows of Mañjuśrī, a set of aspirations that are, just as much a beautiful poem as they are a practical guide to making some profound changes. So this is really the question at the heart of it all. How can one single vow, made right here, right now, truly reshape not just your own future, but the future of everyone around you? According to this ancient text, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. So let's get into how it works. And here it is, the Mañjuśrī Sutra. Now, it's short, but it is so powerful. It's a set of vows from Mañjuśrī, who represents wisdom. But this isn't just some list of promises, okay? It's a complete blueprint for changing the world by starting with the person in the mirror. Okay, so before we can really wrap our heads around the vows, we got to understand the person making the vows. Who is the kind of person that makes these totally radical promises? That brings us to this really central figure in the whole tradition. Meet the Bodhisattva. You can really think of them as the hero of this whole story. And they aren't a god, but a person who is so deeply moved by compassion that they decide to put everyone else's liberation before their own. Seriously, this entire text is basically their mission statement. So let's say you've made this incredible vow to save everyone. Wow, where on earth do you even begin? Well, the text is super clear about this. The work doesn't start out there in the world. It starts right here, inside you. And this, right here, this is the inner battleground. The text points to what it calls the three poisons, so greed, anger, and ignorance, as the root cause of all the suffering we create. The journey then has to begin by transforming those poisons into their exact opposites: purity in our actions, our words, and our thoughts. And here's the crucial part. This isn't about pretending you're perfect. Not at all. It's about being radically honest. The vow starts by just owning the harm caused by those poisons, and then making a really firm, active commitment to change. It's a vow to clean up the very tools you're going to use to help others: your body, your speech, and your mind. Now, once that inner work starts to happen, something pretty amazing takes place. Your entire way of seeing the world, it just starts to shift. You begin to see reality in a completely new, totally interconnected way. This line is one of the most famous to come from this tradition, and just think about this for a second. It's a staggering idea. It's saying that if you look closely enough at a single speck of dust, you can see, well, everything. The potential of all enlightened beings, the whole cosmos, reflected in the smallest possible thing. This isn't just some beautiful poetry. It's a profound philosophical statement. It's this realization that nothing is truly separate. The health of the whole is tied to the health of every tiny part, and what's true for the part is true for the whole. Seeing the world like this, it changes everything. And when you really see the world as this single, interconnected web helping others, it stops being a choice. It becomes the only thing that makes sense. Because if we are all connected, your suffering is my suffering. So how does this incredible vision actually turn into action? Well, it translates into this four-part mission. The vows get really concrete. First, teach the Dharma, the path to awakening. Second, actively relieve suffering wherever you see it. Third, and this is a big one, stay in this messy, complicated world to help, instead of just escaping to your own private peace. And the ultimate goal? Guide every single being to that same state of liberation. And this just drives home the selflessness that's at the very core of these vows. Every single action, whether it's offering a kind word or teaching these deep truths, is dedicated outward. The benefit is aimed at everyone else, and it all flows from that deep understanding that everyone else isn't really separate from yourself. All right, so what's the ends game? What is the ultimate destination for someone who has dedicated their entire existence across who knows how many lifetimes to this path? The text gives us a really specific and beautiful vision. The goal is rebirth in what's known as the Pure Land, the land of peace and bliss. Now, it's important to get this. This isn't some final paradise like heaven where you just relax forever. It's more like the perfect environment, free from all the usual distractions and suffering of our world, so you can continue learning and finish the final steps of the journey. It's the ultimate spiritual training ground. And this is the final personal hope that's expressed in the vows. After a life or maybe many lives spent purifying your mind and helping others, the aspiration is to arrive in this place where the path can finally be completed. It's the beautiful end to this immense journey of transformation, a journey that all started with just a single intention. Which brings us right back to where we started, the power of a single intention. This ancient text isn't just a museum piece, it's an invitation. It shows us that the biggest transformations can start with the smallest personal commitment. So the question it leaves us with is, what vow, big or small, could you make today to start that ripple effect in your own world?